tonight's match against Legion?
Okay. Well, my thoughts were coming in, I had no idea what to expect. CCW's one of those promotions. It's not my exact home promotion, so I remember calling up, texting Rob Noxious, and I was like, "Hey, I'm available if you need me." So he said, "Yeah, sure, come by." So again, it wasn't like I knew I was going to face Legion or anything like that. But I was very pleasantly surprised when I saw his name on the card. And I'll tell you why, because I had a camp with him. It was a Delirious camp at Fort Noxious, and I had the privilege to work with him. And he's a young man, and he's very strong and very big. So, the story that we could tell in the ring is nothing like I've ever had the opportunity to do, because for the most part in the ring, I'm the guy doing the throwing around. So this was very unique for me, and I tell you what, I had a blast. And he is a big, strong young man. Yeah, I've never been tossed around like a rag doll like I was tonight.
Wow. I heard something about a feud. You and him are going to be feuding. What's your thoughts about that?
It'll be interesting because, for the most part, I got my butt whooped tonight. So, one of the things when we talked about our match backstage, again, it was fun to be on the other side of the ass whooping, and while doing so, so as far as the match with Legion, again, it was interesting for being on the other side of the coin. Like I said, I'm used to being the one getting let me rephrase that. I'm used to being the one who tosses guys around. I mean, look at me. But it was interesting to be, like I said, on the other side of the coin, because now this man threw me around like a rag doll, and that ain't never happened before. But I understand Legion is very green. He just started off, and he's a sight to look at. I mean, this man is all but 300-some pounds, 7 foot tall. Help me out there. How tall is he? 6'9", so almost 7 foot tall. I mean, he's a monster. But the cool thing is, I know I've been there in his shoes before, and it's always good to put a young guy just starting off with a veteran. And it's weird to say that now I'm that guy. I never considered myself that guy. But and I guess this is an opportunity for me to kind of, show this young man the ropes. And I tell you what, I mean, he's got so much potential. I think for one thing, I think he needs to find his voice yet. It took me years to find my voice. But it probably took me like probably 3 years before the Red Scorpion finally had a voice. And what I mean by voice, the character voiced the Red Scorpion. And I think that, this is part of his, trying to discover that. And, again, I just can't say enough. I mean, things never happen as planned. Never. But, you gotta adapt, and you gotta adjust on the fly. And that's part of professional wrestling. It is an art. Sports entertainer, call you what you want, but it is, to me, an art. And to tell a story. And the story we told tonight was, Red Scorpion, you're a big guy, but this is Legion. And he's a bigger guy, a much bigger guy. And he manhandled me. With the reputation that I've had on the independent professional wrestling scene, today I got my butt handed to me. And what we're going to do in the future, it's always up to the promoter. I mean, the promoter comes up with the angles to the stories. And again, things never go as planned. I don't think they were expecting me to take that headbutt and stay dead. So, which is one of the reasons why we had a Red Scorpion run out. and then I got the final say in that little battle and the final laugh or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm running out of words here, but I think that's what I have as far as that goes, and what me and Legion could do in the future, you know, and what we're gonna, you know, story we're gonna tell. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting, and again, I look forward to this. So I'm excited about this. And looking forward to it. What else you got for me? Come on.
There's a segment that we have on here called The Shoot. And he can say whatever he damn well pleases. It's unfiltered, uncensored. You can burn the carpet from both ends of the building. Say what's on your mind about whatever. Don't care. It's called The Shoot.
Okay, this will be interesting. Now, everybody knows the history between the Red Scorpion and Rob Noxious. How he disrespected my mother. Now I'll tell you like this. The Red Scorpion never had his final say. You know, it was always Rob Noxious gets up on the Scorpion. Rob Noxious gets up on the Scorpion again and again. And the Red Scorpion never had, you know, he never had the take on the prize. You know, and I had a really big problem with that. And it irked the shit out of me. So, with that being said, I have the utmost respect for Rob Noxious. One of the things I wanted to do at the end of our segment at Keystone Pro, when we had our little feud, was I wanted to have a shoot promo. And despite our differences in the ring, I wanted to say how much I admire Rob Noxious, because not only is he a father to me in professional wrestling, but he is a great father in general. And the only thing my father ever gave me was his name. And that is my shoot name, Mark Stephen Hazel Jr. And, you know, I see how he takes his kids to, you know, the shows. I see him at practice. I mean, he goes out of his way above and beyond the Call of Duty, and